It's not a hot take to say that the best Final Destination is the third one, right? I think that's a pretty popular opinion. Like, the first one, it's good, but too self-serious and drab. Two, too goofy and irreverent. Three, just right. It's exactly where the tone needs to be. We have some of the most absurd Rube Goldberg machine kills in the entire franchise, but it's also one of the most tense, arresting, revolting slashers I've ever seen. With a franchise as repetitive as this, you kind of have to focus on the little things. I just like the gimmick with the photographs. I like that it's about high schoolers. Like, that's just the correct demographic for these films to be about. That's also why the fifth movie was really boring. Like, this premise isn't for people who are decades past their quarter-life crisis. It also has the two best characters who suffer the best death in the series, Ashlyn and Ashley, who get burned alive in a tanning salon. I won't be showing footage of it. You're welcome. Final Destination, to me, is catastrophization cinema. At its best, the deaths are made entirely of tiny little, almost plausible anxieties, given just enough fantastical exaggeration to add up into something completely absurd. That's why 4 is the worst one, because the minute components of the deaths aren't believable anymore. The whole time you're just like, surely someone should be manning the pool's puree button. The tanning bed death is a confluence of, like, 5 different entirely reasonable coincidences. The biggest leap is that, well, tanning beds can't actually get that hot. Bummer. That's the dash of fantasy that brings it over the finish line. Everything else is perfectly grounded. It really spoiled me with how it accounted for the salon's owner being able to hear them. Like, you get to film 5 and you have not one, but 2 separate instances where someone is just randomly left in a compromised state by personnel responsible for them, and it just makes you miss those times when you were only midway through the series and it felt like it just kept getting better. But here's where my interest in this movie gets a little more intellectual. This was released in 2006. We're in a post-Scream era. On some level, I want to believe that the makers of Final Destination 3 knew in the back... I want to believe that the makers of Final Destination 3 knew in the back of their minds that it was low-key, kind of misogynist to kill the 2 bimbos with a tanning bed. Like, they die naked and exposed, but still helplessly trapped by the devices of their own vanity. It's cruel. It's really grossly cruel, but it feels like they tried to compensate by making these 2 bimbos into the most likable and real characters in the series. Their friendship feels a decade old. They have a rapport with the salon's owner. They're the only fucking characters in this whole franchise that show any warmth whatsoever to the other doomed survivors. They invite Main Girl to the salon with them, and it's cute. The kill count video about this movie is mean to them, and there's a bunch of comments defending the girls from him. Feminism is winning.
These 2 girls who never done shit to anybody, they don't get to make it to 18.
And I think that's interesting. Like, if the film were being made today, this scene, these sexist archetypes, wouldn't be here at all. It's only in this small snapshot of naive feminist art theory developing in popular media that we can have this delightful little half-subversion. It takes the expendable teen whore who dies first archetype and makes it feel cruel and unfair. Because I like those girls. Also, the tanning beds match cut to their coffins after everything is over, like a twisted little release valve that flushes all of the revolting torture porn tension out in a second. Cinema. Thanks for